Speech anxiety. That was the topic we were asked to write an essay about during the first week of my public speaking course at OCC. Today I want to talk to you about some things that I expected from an online public speaking course, some of my favorite points, and some points that I found were more difficult, and also some advice for taking an online public speaking course. The first thing I want to speak to you about today is what my expectations were for an online public speaking course. Some things that I thought we would have to deal with were doing specific tasks during our online course. Some examples might be starting conversations with strangers out at the checkout line, or having specific conversations with family members or friends on certain topics that might have to do with public speaking. Some things I did not expect were uploading videos to YouTube and also using a video camera to capture ourselves speaking during certain speeches. I really found it interesting that we were able to use the internet to record our speeches and then upload them to have our classmates look at them during their sessions on YouTube. Some other things that I want to talk to you about today were what were my favorite points and what were points that I found a little bit more difficult to deal with during the semester. Some of my favorite points were being able to work at my own pace. The way that the online course is set up, the professor allowed us to give us our weekly tasks, and we were able to complete them within that week, and they were due on Sunday. I really appreciated this because there were certain days that I had to go to work, or I had other obligations. So I was really able to manage my week and fit in the specific assignments that the professor had to give to us. So I really appreciated that. Another thing I liked was being able to stop the video camera during my speeches. I had to practice a lot to really get my speeches where I wanted them to be. So I was able to stop the video camera at points that I felt I was going off topic or I was not sticking to my outline, and I would be able to start over again or just pick up from where I left off. Some things that I found were a little bit more difficult were the format that the research inventory and keyword outlines were in. I think they were in PDF formats, and I wasn't able to use that format and write out what I needed to do to submit the assignment to the professor. I had to refer back to the format and go into a Word document and then fill out what I needed to do. This is a little bit more difficult because I had to go back and forth, and it took up a lot of time, but I did appreciate that she did provide us with those outlines. I also wanted to speak about what my favorite speeches were during the semester. Some of my favorite speeches that I had to give were my informative speech on home canning. I really liked that speech because I was able to talk about something that I really enjoy and share it with people that might not have any idea what home canning was. Some of my least favorite speeches were the persuasive speech, and that's not because I didn't like the topic that I spoke about. I think it's more because I have a very to each his own type of attitude, and it's very difficult for me to persuade anybody on certain topics. But I did find it good that I was able to express my own opinions. But that was just difficult for me to overcome, and also to try to figure out how I was going to go about the persuasive speech. Some of my favorite speeches that my classmates did were Peter Kluk's famous speech on Abraham Lincoln. I liked Anthony Scala's informative speech on video games, and I liked Ashley St. Lucia's speech on smoking. I also wanted to speak to you today about some advice I would give on perspective public speaking students. The first thing I would say is to be organized. The biggest hurdle you're going to have to overcome is getting yourself organized, being able to meet your deadlines, and really follow the template that the professor gives you, because it really does give you a nice outline on how to construct your speech and stick to your main points. It's also very easy to fall behind in a course like this when you think you're getting a lot of your main things done. But with our situation, we had to deal with Hurricane Sandy and the holidays were coming up. So that was very difficult to try to intertwine and figure out how you're going to set up your new schedule. So just try to stick to the schedule that the professor gives you, but also try to prepare a little bit ahead of time, because it will benefit you if you have a fluke or if you get sick, or like I said, we had Hurricane Sandy, so it'll benefit you to prepare ahead of time. I also want to talk to you about not being intimidated. It can be a little bit intimidating, at least for me it was, having to speak in front of a camera and set yourself up and uploading videos and, having to do something that you never did before. But the plus side is you are able to do your videos over and over again until you feel you did them correctly. I really enjoyed being able to watch my peers' videos on YouTube, and it is kind of like, having your own little virtual public speaking class. So I really did enjoy that, and just know that you're able to do it. You just have to get a little bit of research on the topic of uploading videos, and the teacher really did give you a nice outline on how to do that specifically for YouTube. I just wanted to end this by saying not to be intimidated, not to get anxiety about giving speeches. It is something that really will benefit your life, and it benefits your life in many aspects of your life. So do not be intimidated and give public speaking a try. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.